Welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. And you're like, Kennedalia, you're by yourself this Monday once again. Have you been orphaned by Big Jim Failla? No, he's back in studio.
Jimmy!
Very pleased.
Jimmy is back!
The podcast team put up a list of possible reasons why you weren't here.
Oh, I love this.
It said you were called to stand in as Santa at the Roosevelt Field Mall on Long Island. You got in a cage match with Steve Deuces after he found out you were stealing his recipes.
Ooh.
You broke into the Sunday communion wine and you were too hungover to come to work last Monday.
I love this.
You were discussing the border with our dominatrix in chief, Kamala Harris.
Ooh.
One of the bulbs on your blazer, on your Christmas blazer, caught fire.
Like
Could have happened.
Michael Jackson style.
Patrick Mahomes kidnapped you and punched you in the baby maker after the Chiefs' loss last week.
That's hot.
And there was a scheduling conflict.
Ooh, well, it was actually.
With a guy named Jimmy Failla.
I was, this is a weird thing that's happening in commercial air travel now. I was flying back.
I blame Pete Buttigieg.
Thank you. I was flying back from Dallas after watching the Cowboys game. Halfway to New York, the pilot comes on. He's like, yeah, we're out of gas. I'm like, I don't know, but can you dress it up better than that? Can you be like, well, what it ultimately was is there was one runway open in LaGuardia.
Sure.
And because of that, it was forcing everyone to taxi for a month and a half. And he was like, we don't have the fuel to taxi for a month and a half. So welcome to D.C. And we landed in D.C. But there's not a lot of bedside manner on commercial airlines.
So you had enough fuel to get...
We could have made it to New York.
2 hours away.
Yeah. We just couldn't circle once we got there because they didn't know what the line was going to be like. So we landed, we got fuel.
You know, there's a bunch of other airports in New York.
Yeah, I mean,
a bunch.
Clearly.
Closer than D.C., it turns out.
This is the point I'm trying to make, and it's funny because you find this on, like, Southwest. Like, if you're flying Delta, if you're flying United, you're flying American, a guy will come on at some point and say, like, we apologize for the inconvenience, but due to some trafficking errors and everything in
not
between.
our fault.
Southwest is like, yeah, the guy in the flight deck's an asshole. I'm like, wait, is this you're the pilot of the plane? Can you say that to me? Like, I don't mind. I like it. But you're definitely getting another guy. You know, it's a different type of communication.
Yes.
And for that reason, we were held hostage. We were supposed to be doing a lot of things. I was supposed to be hosting a radio show.
Did you land in D.C.?
Like 4 PM. But I was but I was supposed to be back here in the building to do things like our weekly podcast hits, some TV. Thank you. None of that happened.
Whoa, Jim.
So here we are. So you're although I want to say this about your reasoning. I was actually flattered by how close you were to getting what could potentially sideline a guy like me, a blazer light catching fire or a fight. I wouldn't be fighting a Deucey. I might have Peter Deucey and give him a bubble bath and feed him ice cream. I mean, but who among us wouldn't? Okay, but Steve he has accepted.
He is adorable.
Steve has accepted that I am like a Steve Deucey cover band when it comes to cooking.
Sure.
You know, like people like when Elvis covers their songs because even though they'd be terrible, like have you ever heard Elvis sing Yesterday? I mean, if you've heard Elvis sing Yesterday, you don't want to be alive today. It's that bad. But they're still like, it's funny. Elvis did my song.
Yeah.
That's how Deucey looks at me. He's like, Jimmy did my meatballs. It's kind of funny. I wouldn't eat them, but it's kind of funny. So here we are.
Oh, the Deucey pie. Yeah. I really, I was hoping that you would have cribbed at least part of his cookbooks. Like maybe sing the hits.
That's
maybe
funny.
You take your favorite recipes from the Deucey collection.
Ooh.
And you reduce it to one cookbook.
Wow. A Cliff Note Deucey.
Why wouldn't you?
I like this.
I mean, I'm sure he gets a royalty or two.
Listen, this is worth discussing because me and Lincoln are embracing our status here at Fox News as the white trash Deuces. Okay, you've got Steve here on Fox and Friends. You've got Peter in the White House.
Yeah.
We have me here with you and Lincoln in a Waffle House. But it's a white trash Deuces. But that's a fun time. Who wouldn't like a white trash Deuces?
Would Lincoln start a fight at a Waffle House or would he referee?
Lincoln's more along the lines to steal the hash browns from the participants. He wouldn't start it.
No, I don't think it would.
He would probably do play-by-play.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. He's not really a fighter. Lincoln's he's a sweet little boy. He likes fights me.
No, he's such a good kid.
Yeah,
you're so lucky.
He means well.
You know, I keep meaning to ask Jenny who his real dad is because he's just a wonderful...
shot at the champ. A shot at the champ. Listen, I wish it would make me every time, Lincoln will be like, yeah, Dad, stop coming home early because the landscaper sneaks out your bedroom window. I'm like, Lincoln, I know you're joking, but if you are serious, tell him to take the stairs. I don't need this guy to fall. Now I get a homeowner's claim.
Do you know how much your homeowner's insurance
That's what I'm saying.
skyrockets?
That's worse to me than him shacking
when a
up with...
landscaper breaks a femur.
That's worse to me than him shacking up with Jenny.
Yeah.
Is don't, jack up my State Farm rates.
He can have the office. That's fine.
Yeah, Jenny can date Jake from State Farm if he takes the stairs when I come home early. Unbelievable.
Oh, so what do you have for this week in terms of traditions, festivities? How far deep are you into your Christmas shopping? Because I know you've been incredibly busy.
Yeah.
So you're not traipsing through the city going to different malls.
This is what I do, though. This is my tradition. I shop on Christmas Eve. I like being the guy in the mall when there's like 3 of us left.
Okay.
And everybody who's a cashier
do you feel
in retail,
like the items speak to you?
Yes.
Like you never would have conceived.
No, that's what it is, because they pop, because there's only 7 of them left in the whole mall.
Mm-hmm.
But I am pretty good at curating, because one of the things of like having a little boy the last 7 or 8 years is you can always buy him a T-shirt that he can't wear in public because it's offensive. It's like Johnny Cash wearing the finger.
Yeah.
There's a very famous...
Is there still Spencer Gifts?
Yeah, like a shirt at Spencer Gifts. You can go in and one that made Lincoln laugh to the point that his health was in danger is like when he was like 9, I got him the one people might have heard of. It's called Show Me Your Kitties. And it's like a cat picture, but the phrase kitties, as people know, they're playing off something else. And he loves that. So as a little boy, I could always last second shop for Lincoln, well. And then for Jenny, I have to last second shop because it depends on whether or not she makes weight. If she doesn't make weight, we don't get her anything. Is this thing on?
Diamond tennis bracelet?
Stop it. Jenny does great. She's got a good racket, that Jenny. The problem is you can't buy her anything that she couldn't make herself.
That's true. She actually went to diamond mines in South Africa with me and Kat. It's like Kat and I were on safari, and Jenny was excavating a diamond mine.
She's like the Bob's Furniture of people. You know how Bob's is like, this is a recliner with built-in microwave, does your tax returns, sharpens your lawnmower blade. I'm like, I just wanted to watch the game. Jenny can multitask. So she really,
like no one I've ever met in my life.
She does well, but we're actually getting each other for Christmas this year. It's a lifestyle gift. We're getting a new smoker.
Oh.
So we can smoke more protein. So that's how Jenny and I shop.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So it's like a family gift that you give to the backyard, your neighbors, your friends,
to everybody.
Your family.
It's a community gift.
Amen.
But here's the best advice I'll give anybody right now who's trying to Christmas shop this week and wants to do something unique for somebody. Buy them tickets to something.
Oh, that's nice.
Whether it's a concert, it's a show, whatever the hell it is, because everyone promises themselves they want to get out and do more of this stuff. Nobody does. But this is a way you can shop for them without going to the mall. You don't need it to fit.
I had 2 ticket snafus this week. I'm no longer allowed to buy tickets.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, you're
one was a Nutcracker, which was actually a male adult review.
It's a Craigslist function. But if you know the password, they'll let you right in. Whoo.
And I almost didn't get the tickets because they sent them to LA. So I ordered them on a Sunday. They were apparently paper tickets.
Oh, no.
They didn't ask me for my shipping address.
Oh, no.
And then I called them like, hey, I don't have tickets. They're like, yeah, if they're not there by 7:30, give us a call. And I'm like, the show starts at 7.
Oh, my God.
So then the guy called like freaking out. He's like, I got you a different pair of tickets.
All right.
So I could take my youngest daughter.
I stand by my recommendation, but you got to get digital tickets. That's no way to
I didn't know they were paper tickets. Ticketmaster didn't tell me.
They just mailed you an old school
ticket. And then I bought tickets for the UCLA Bruins Gronk Bowl game this Saturday, and they never sent me the mobile tickets.
It's unbelievable.
And I called today, and the supervisor told me I'm not a real Bruins fan.
Okay, so to stick with me, when I said tickets, I meant like Chuck E. Cheese tickets. You trade them in, you get prizes, the kids get stuffed animals. You don't realize if you get 8.5 billion Chuck E. Cheese tickets, you can get a pencil eraser.
Yes.
You ever seen the exchange rate?
I thought you were going to say the Taj Mahal. I was really excited.
No. Chuck E. Cheese has the greatest exchange rate in the history of the world. Lincoln once won enough tickets that it was an actual mummy. He was mummified from head to toe, and he got a Jolly Rancher. And I'm like, way to go, son.
God, I look at Lincoln, and I think, man, I wish I were an only child.
Yeah, he's such a good racket.
Oh, God, you get everything.
He is true. No, it is true.
I mean, you know that. You've got siblings.
Oh.
How different is your Christmas? Was your Christmas as a kid than Lincoln's?
Oh, compared to Lincoln's?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was getting, as the youngest of 4 kids, I don't know, whatever was left. I was getting things my sister turned down.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know that I need the Tampax this year.
Like the used Cracker Jack tattoo.
The used that had been scraped off her arm. Yeah, I wasn't exactly bawling. As you know, I was getting the knockoff toys. We were reading By Curious George. We weren't getting regular Peter Pan, Sexual, all the fun ones. Oh, I just wanted Peter pansexual. Instead, I got the they who never grew up. I'm like, I don't know. The TikTok croc was just a guy with a TikTok account. I'm like, no, I want a toy. I didn't get one, but Lincoln does well. You're right. Lincoln does well.
But you always have to wonder, because it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your plans are before you have children. You always end up overcompensating.
Oh, yeah.
And the question is, does that make your kid's life better? Or does it just create a whole new series of issues for them to talk about with their therapist in a few years?
Well, Lincoln, I will give him credit about this, okay? He has a reasonable amount of perspective. He's obviously growing up better. I don't want to say better, because we grew up in an era where we didn't have as much, but we also had more life experience. Like, we left our house for like days. I used to get on a bicycle and I was like Marco Polo and a Ghostbusters t-shirt, and I think that's probably the coolest thing you can give your kid for Christmas. I know you're going to buy them presents, but if they just have like a bit of an ability to enjoy themselves, because I think that's the life skill that eludes most people, is just the ability to be comfortable in their own skin, just go have fun.
And to be tactile, to actually do stuff.
That's what I mean.
Doesn't require a digital device.
No, we're raising a generation of kids right now that don't look at you when they say hello. Like, hi.
Yeah.
But I'm so right here. And it's so isn't it so weird?
Yeah.
So get your kid out of the house. So I'm back to my original declaration. Get them tickets, concert tickets, Chuck E. Cheese tickets to see us do comedy.
Give someone my tickets to the Nutcracker. I'm sure they were great.
Well, if it's the one on Craigslist, they give you a package deal. It's hey, good night, everybody. Come on. What do you mean?
Oh, Jim. Well, we have a lot to look forward to, because next Monday is Christmas, and we're gonna break some things down for people.
Talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna break some legs.
It's gonna happen.
We're gonna talk about eating Chinese food.
That's hot.
I can't wait. All right, this has been Kennedy Saves the World, along with Jimmy Failla. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.